So this is a rant. This is a rant, and if you don't like rants, then you're probably not gonna like this video or this channel that I'm building solely for this purposes of ranting. Um, I'm choosing to do this in English. That, of course, is not my first language, as I'm sure you noticed already. And I want to do it in English because Spanish is my first language, and I want to do it in English because I have my podcast in Spanish, and I've been finding some echo and tuning in from the U.S. And I guess those people in the U.S. do speak in English and can understand that. And I think doing it in English makes it a broader platform, and I want to have a broader platform. I also feel that this is like a more international kind of worry or concern that I have. And since that's the case, maybe I find people to talk about it elsewhere. And most people do speak in English as a second language, and maybe we can communicate like that. So that's why in English. And if you don't like my English, then screw you. I don't care. I will still do it in English. I'm making a rant now, and I'm doing it online because it helps me figure out some things. I am one of those persons that commit to something as long as it has some, um, let's say, legs to go further, and that's why I'm choosing this medium, and maybe I will cut this with as audio solo as well, and maybe publish it as well. That's a pending decision. I'm doing this rant because maybe it's just because I'm old, and I had a really easy life. It's not that I didn't suffer or I didn't experience pain or that I didn't have shortcomings in my life. I did, but I was not born into any kind of poverty or uh, any kind of restriction. I was born into a middle class family that made everything possible. So I had every advantage in life, and they succeeded. I did have it. I had so far a joyful life with almost nothing to complain. And I know that I know the privileges I hold. It is suited. It's on fashion to say that I'm aware that I'm a white male living in the Western world with all the advantages that brings. I can travel anywhere in the world, um, and yeah, I'm completely aware of that. I'm completely aware of that. But as of late, I've been trying to solve, let's say, my life, and I've been struggling with what that means, and in terms of career, in terms of family, in terms of hobbies, and of course in terms of money, and that made me really stressed. I was too deep into it, and my family started noticing it, and at some point, and this has a date. I know when this happened specifically. I had a happy thought about all that, about the stress and the how excruciating life can be. And again, I'm completely aware that I'm saying this from a middle class, all things solved environment, but you deal with what you get, and you get stressed sometimes. And at one point in this whole process, I had a happy thought. And since then, I've been developing this kind of a philosophy or this guidebook or rule book to live life. And this is what I'm sharing. The making of this new philosophy I have right now, and that's really entertaining to do. It's fun to do, but it's also kind of a lonely thing to do if you don't share it with anyone, and that's why I'm doing this. A little bit is to share, a little bit is just for documentation purposes for myself. The happy thought arose during a conversation with a client. I have many different roles. I like life a lot, so I studied engineering. I do consulting. I teach, and I also have this old capacity, this old talent. It's not talent, but I developed this know-how in and about media buying. Media buying is just spending money to get results in ads digitally. So Facebook, Google, what have you. If you saw an ad before this video, then there's some media buyer that bought that space for that brand that you saw, and you probably skipped, by the way. I know. So I am a media buyer, and I had this client. Conversations with clients are kind of special when you're a media buyer, because you have this special set of responsibilities and targets, because you're spending money. So if you spend $10, and let's say the target is to get leads, and the target is to get 4 leads for every $10 that you spend, then you need to get that. And once you accomplish that, then you're gonna go further, and you want to get 5 leads per $10. I'm not gonna get into the specifics of media buying, but let's say that you're given this budget to work with, and you need to get results. But if you get the results, or if you don't get the results, you're expected to propose. Sorry, you're expected to propose solutions, and you're expected to propose roads to make it a more efficient process. So when you sit with the client, you typically share what you did. You share your results. This is the amount of money that we spent. This is the people clicking. This is the people that we are getting leads from. And the client's there for many reasons. One of them is to get a hold of the business, of course. But if you're doing good, maybe you need the client to say, hey, maybe we need to spend more money on this. $100 a day, we're doing good. Let's try with 150, and let's see what happens. Maybe we can get the same results or even better. So you need the client there to greenlight the thing. Because if not, you would be doing a really responsible thing. Because as a media buyer, you can spend almost as much as you want. So I was having this conversation with a client, and by the end of our conversations, results were kind of lacking. So he had an idea, and he said, "Why don't we do this?" It was an honest idea, and so I explained to him why we weren't, and we couldn't do that because of a series of technical and rules that we would be breaking inside the platform. And when you do that, the platform typically punishes you. And so your performance drops a lot. And this is known. So why are we going to try something that we know it's going to punish us? And so he heard the feedback and had another idea. Okay, and so can we try this? He says. And it was a good idea. Nothing to say about it. It was a good idea. And what happened next was what prompted the happy thought in my head. What happened next is that he got upset. He didn't like it. He told me, it's not for me to be giving you the ideas here. He said, I don't like to be paying you to do this thing, and then to be me who comes up with the ideas. And I mean, the idea was not that simple, it was not that trivial, and we were in a process that, well, it didn't come up naturally, to say, and the outside view in sometimes has that effect. You think of things that no one has thought before. You don't have the mental paths already um, walked by so many times. So that's kind of normal as well. But the attitude, his attitude towards it was he was really hurt. He didn't like it at all. This is your job. You're paid to do this. Why isn't it that you thought about this? And then and there, the happy thought came to me. I said, dude, you're wrong. I need you there. I need you to be aware of this process. And if you think of something, say it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I said this. Don't get me wrong. I am doing my job. I don't expect you to solve everything. But I need you there. You can't just bail. This is not that kind of thing. You can't just. This is not beneficial to you. Yeah, to let go of everything and pretend that everything is solved for you because you have the dollars. This is not beneficial for you. We need you here to keep pushing us, and to keep pushing the business forward. You're wrong. This is not something that we need to be fussing about. This is a happy thing. You thought of something that we didn't think of, and then we are gonna implement it. We need you here. The happy thought is, in a nutshell, the fact that we are not at that age anymore. We had it, and I'm gonna talk about it in the following video. So I have a lot of things to share with you about this whole thing. As I said, it's a kind of a guidebook. It's kind of a philosophy for living, but you can't go away. We had a time when you can just lay back on your riches and just hope and expect everything to solve itself just because you had money. Money solves itself. Well, that time ended. We're not there anymore. You can't have that attitude anymore. If you make peace with that, then many things come fall into place. And so the continuation of the happy thought is, we are not there anymore. We are not at a time where we can solve things with just money. We can't be a second hand protagonist on our lives anymore. We had it. I know we had it. It lasted for 250 years, but today, third decade of the 21st century, we're not there anymore. And this is not an unheard of thing. Humanity as a whole depended on itself, on its every individual depended on itself for most of our history. We've been on this earth for 200,000 years or 180,000 years, however, whichever you choose. And most of it, I would say, the almost the totality of that time, we depended on ourselves. Every individual depended on himself or herself. We were prompted every morning with the task of, okay, go there and get some game for us to eat. Go hunt, get me something. This is our own body saying that. We would need to get up and deal with life every day. Somehow we fell out of love with that, and we started liking something else. We started having things solved for us, and money is a big part of that. But we did have at some point to take care of our lives daily without the possibility of having solved already. Maybe the thing that's changed that is that biologically and maybe historically, with many exceptions. This was typically a male role. So typically men had to go there and get the meal, the dinner. But well, it's not like that anymore. We need everyone getting game. And I'm calling this game Bore. That's only because I liked a lot the show Lost, and that's what they hunted for. They hunted for Bore, and since they have this anchor in my life, when I thought about this for the first time, I said, yeah, you can't go away, man. This is your Bore. You need to get here and get your Bore every day. I need to get mine, but you need to get yours. And this is what it's gonna be. This channel is gonna be about the ideas and realizations, epiphanies that I had while thinking about this, and I want to share it with you guys. If you got to this point in the video, then let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Fernando. I live in Uruguay in South America. I have many roles, as I said. I have a family, a wife, a beautiful, beautiful wife, and two kids that I love a lot. And I want to live happily. I want to be joyfully. I want to live joyfully. Sorry, and and I think this can help you too. And I'm looking for people to share this with and talked about this with people. And I'm gonna be here. The idea is for this to be a daily thing. We'll see how it goes. I have another podcast, and I know it's not that easy to get a daily thing out, but that's the idea, at least. And if you like it and you want to get the alerts for this, then you should like and subscribe. Sorry I said it, but that's just the reality. And if not, just come by, and I'll see you next time.